He is a soldier of fortune, and he's often down a road where you cannot stop, beyond a guard post that you cannot pass, behind a fence that you cannot climb. There's a secret there, the secret training center of a private army. Tonight, Dean Staley is on special assignment with the story of this soldier of fortune and his New Mexico fortress.
Lincoln County. 100 years ago, Billy the Kid roamed this territory and made his mark on Western legend. His Lincoln County War was a deadly showdown that made its way into the history books. In these parts, conflict is a tradition that continues to this very day.
In many ways, we like to say that the Lincoln County Wars are still going on.
Consider the mysterious stranger who calls himself John Allen, a modern-day gunslinger with a shadowy past. Folks around here don't know a lot about John Allen. In fact, most people have never even seen him. There are very few pictures, and nobody seems to know exactly what he's doing here. But here's what we do know. 2 years ago, Allen quietly rode into the tiny town of Tinnie and set up camp on 140 acres in Lincoln County's rugged outback. This is ranch country, but his, well, it's no ordinary cattle ranch. Let's start with the gun-toting sentries, the menacing guard posts, the towering security fence, and the ominous warning signs. John Allen is clearly not a man to be messed with. So who is this guy? Lincoln County may be where John Allen hangs his hat, but his office? Right here. Welcome to Afghanistan. John Allen is a soldier of fortune of sorts, and his client list reads like Hillary Clinton's address book. There's the CIA, the FBI, the Kurdistan Prime Minister's Protection Detail, the Royal Hong Kong Harbor Police, the SWAT team from Chihuahua, Mexico, the Korean Counter-Terrorist Unit, and the Royal Thai Marine Force. John Allen's business? Nation rebuilding. And when he's not taking a siesta in the land of enchantment, you'll likely find Allen taking on the Taliban in places like Kandahar, Khost, and Kabul. Allen's company is called Four Horsemen International. They do weapons training, convoy security, and they'll even teach the locals how to be cops. Staffers include former Special Forces personnel and decorated combat veterans from both the American and foreign militaries, including guys like Robert William Langdon. Earlier this year, Langdon was sentenced to death in Afghanistan for killing an Afghan colleague while guarding a supply convoy for Four Horsemen. According to Congress, Four Horsemen has a $360 million contract to provide security to convoys in Afghanistan. And the worldwide headquarters for this elite private army, just up the road from Tinnie, New Mexico, right here in the heart of Billy the Kid country. John Allen may be a fierce freedom fighter, but he's not a very good neighbor. Just ask Virgil Beagles.
It blew my mind. I mean, here we are in a very quiet area. Why do you need 24-hour a day, 7-day a week, 365-year security?
Virgil's ranch is next door, and he can tell you firsthand about Allen's gun-toting security force. Whatever's going on behind these locked gates, the message is clear. It's none of your business.
Sorry, gentlemen, you're not authorized to be on our property.
You're not on my, we're on my property. It's my easement.
No, sir, this is an easement for transportation only. I'm warning you right now, you're trespassing.
We're going to film. We're on private property. We're going to film.
The two neighbors are feuding because Virgil says Allen and his security guards are blocking access to private property.
When I called the sheriff about it, they told me that, well, he'd had a $1 million bounty on his head from the Taliban, and so the security was to protect his wife and family.
Virgil's taken the issue to district court. Meanwhile, somewhere beyond the security fence sits John Allen, the head of an international paramilitary strike force. He's protecting something, and no one seems to know exactly what it is. But there are clues. Well, before John Allen ever set foot in Lincoln County, this property was no ordinary cow pasture. In fact, as early as 2002, it was an anti-terrorist training camp run by a Canadian businessman named David Hudak. But Hudak ran afoul of the law and moved on. A few years later, John Allen showed up with plans to reopen the training camp, complete with, quote, battalion-sized conventional military units for pre-deployment training and weapons qualification. Remember, this is not Kabul, this is Lincoln County. We don't know what John Allen is up to, and he's not talking. But his lawyer told us the only thing Allen plans to build is a car garage. And the security? That's to protect his family while he's overseas. But even if Allen planned an anti-terrorist training camp in the midst of cow country, it's not against the law. As far as County Manager Tom Stewart is concerned, it's the Lincoln County War all over again.
There develops animosities between neighbors all the time. And it's just a matter of making sure that they keep their weapons holstered.
Dean Staley, KRQE News 13.
John Allen, by one estimate, makes about $12 million a year, but he may have to drum up some new business. Afghan President Hamid Karzai has ordered the 4 horsemen and 7 other private security contractors out of that country by the end of this year.